My M27 girlfriend, F25, brought up marriage and things got weird. I've been dating a wonderful, caring girl for 7 months as of last week. It's both of our first real relationships, and so far things are great. Last night, after coming back from a trip with a college friend, I mentioned how he is looking to propose to his longtime girlfriend, 6 years. But I can already see cracks in their relationship and don't see it lasting. My girlfriend then asked, do I ever see myself getting married one day? Some context. We both come from broken homes. Mine had been particularly bad where my mom stayed when she shouldn't have for 25 years. Where I grew up and the types of people I grew up with, I can literally only think of one marriage that seems like it worked out. This includes family. My whole life I've always felt I do not need a ring and a wedding to prove my love and commitment to someone. I should probably note that I have always had commitment issues. So my answer to her was, I don't know. Now things feel very weird between us, and we both cried a little last night. I have to say though she retreated a bit a few minutes later saying, it is way too soon, but it's something that I want in the future. So we both said we are not breaking up, but I can tell she might not want to continue if that's not an option for me. Again, I didn't say flat out no, but I just don't know right now. How should we go forward? She doesn't want to waste 5 years on you to find out that you never want to get married when she does. This is a compatibility thing. She wants marriage. I guess ask yourself, can you see yourself trusting her enough to marry her? Can you ever see yourself trusting anyone enough to marry them? If marriage is important to her, then it's reasonable for her to question if she should stay in a relationship where that may not ever be an option. I find it strange several people are commenting it's too soon to discuss marriage. While it might be too soon to actually propose, I think it's the ideal time to check you're both on the same page about big things like marriage, children, etc. Now is when you want to find out if there's a massive incompatibility before you invest yourself emotionally. I think you both need to generate the courage to have a direct conversation about it. If she is dead set on getting married, then she should be able to set a timeline for when your decision must be made. And if the answer is still, I don't know, or no, then she should move on. It's not fair for either of you to waste years of each other's lives if your long-term goals don't align. I mean, are you dead set on not marrying? If so, there's really no point in y'all staying together if she wants marriage. It's a compatibility thing. Same for people who want kids. There is no point dating someone who doesn't want them, or even dating someone on the fence in my opinion, because what if 10 years and they land on no? I'm not saying that at 25-27 you have to be serious about all of your partners, but if she's looking for serious and y'all don't want the same things, you're probably not a match. No woman wants to waste her time on a man who doesn't have the same goals as her. If marriage is one of her goals, then you just don't align with that. It would be okay to end the relationship. And it's normal for it to get a little weird because she's probably wondering if you're worth more of her time. Husband 34M, hates me 34F, and is taking it out on our unborn child. Long-time lurker, first-time posting. On mobile while crying in the car, so sorry if this is jumbled. I've been with my husband for 10 plus years, known him for 20 plus. He had the worst childhood of anyone real or fictional that lived into adulthood. As a result, he has some mental health issues, pretty significant ones. He's been getting better and has stabilized, finished school, and loves his new career. After 2 years of trying for a baby, we finally got pregnant with our rainbow child. No IVF. Truly it felt like a miracle to me. That's when something in him broke, I guess. He became angry and resentful, coming home from work and raging because the house wasn't clean, raging because I slept in and didn't make his breakfast, raging because the house is filthy and I'm not taking care of noticing issues before they get bad. He found a leak in a pipe in the laundry room this morning. I keep a clean house normally, but I've been so sick from the pregnancy that the house has admittedly gotten pretty messy. A lot of the time, he's his normal self, sweet and kind, making me prenatal smoothies and giggling at ultrasound appointments, but then just as quickly tells me he hopes he dies, he hopes I die during childbirth, I'm worthless, etc. I just spent the last half hour before writing this hysterically crying on the bathroom floor, in between throwing up, while he continued to stand in the bathroom doorway yelling at me. The first trimester has been physically hell, and his emotional outbursts and unpredictability have made everything so much worse. I know he's been through a lot, but I'm worried I'm seeing a dangerous side of him now. I don't want the child to be hurt or traumatized, but I'm constantly on the verge of panic right now, and I've never felt worse about myself. I don't have anyone to talk to about this in real life, and the only one I can ask for help is the police, and I'm not doing that. I have nowhere to go. No safe family, no nearby shelter. No friends. I'm quite literally all alone without him. Is there any way to figure out if this is my husband's real self, or if he's just coping really poorly with the prospect of being a father? If I leave, I have nothing, so I want to make sure I'm not overreacting from hormones first. Edit. Abortion is not an option at this point. It is a wanted child, and I am not an idiot. I didn't post this to be insulted and belittled by strangers. I posted it to ask for help. Many of you are showing why more women don't ask for help. I certainly won't again. Call a domestic violence hotline for advice. You're in a dangerous situation with a potentially violent partner. Don't wait for an explosion of violence to reach out for help. Just because you don't know of any nearby shelters doesn't mean there aren't any nearby. They're purposefully not advertised. If the DV hotline says there are NO shelters near you, they should be able to help you get to one. Best wishes on getting yourself and your baby safely away from this man. Are the rose-colored glasses just coming off as you did not see any other potential red flags after 10 years being with him? A lot of the time, he's his normal self, sweet and kind, making me prenatal smoothies and giggling at ultrasound appointments, but then just as quickly tells me he hopes he dies. He hopes I die during childbirth, I'm worthless, etc. Yeah, I would say it doesn't really matter if he is his normal self a lot of the time, because that just tells me you normalize his abuse by thinking, well, it can't be that bad since he will revert back to his sweet self most times. Wishing death on someone and their child would already be a deal breaker for me. You need to talk to your OB about this. They can provide you with resources for getting safe. Homicide is the leading cause of death for pregnant women, overwhelmingly at the hands of their partner. Please take his threats seriously and get out safely and with support. Again, call your OB's office and explain what's happening. I'm so sorry you're going through this. I believe you have been baby-trapped by an abuser. This will get worse, and you have to make a plan to get out ASAP. That's horrible if he's taking it out on your baby that isn't even born yet. The stress and etc. can be very dangerous to where it can cause a miscarriage. If your husband hates you, then I wouldn't stay in the picture with him because it's not healthy. Get yourself out of a bad situation. Tell you that he hopes I die during childbirth is basically the final nail in the coffin for the marriage IMO. Get yourself to safety, and if you can, get someone else in his life to arrange for him to get mental health support. DV shelters will have social workers who can help you. My 42M, wife 34F, used Hinge while on a girl's trip. My M42 wife F34. Together for 10, married for 7, just returned from an overseas trip to Paris and London. She went with her married sister to visit their married cousin and their divorced cousin, who I guess is currently in a relationship. I picked her up from the airport today, and everything seemed fine. While talking about her trip, she mentioned that she got hit on, that a guy approached her and asked for her number and invited her back to his place, to which she responded, hell no. I was curious to see if they had exchanged texts just to see what was said, assuming it happened exactly as she had said. In her texts, I saw one from Hinge, the type of confirmation text when creating an account. I was beyond surprised. I started shaking. I checked her internet search history, and there was one for best dating apps in London. I checked her app history, and she downloaded it all the way back in October 2023 and even paid the $49 subscription fee. I looked further and saw that she also downloaded Bumble as recently as March of this year. We have 2 young girls, and I love her so much. Can you think of any possibility other than emotional cheating? Please don't accept the narrative. I only downloaded them to make friends. Can you think of any possibility other than emotional cheating? Physical cheating. Just going away and downloading dating apps is enough to end the relationship. If this is real, she's doing more than emotional cheating, buddy. She's cheated. It's time to move forward. It's over, bro. I'm sorry. She paid subscription likely because there is a hidden mode. She didn't want to be caught. She didn't just get curious, she had a plan. The rest is between your wife and a counselor to figure out. Get tested. Get a lawyer. There's no reasonable explanation. My husband 40M thinks I'm 34F, a shitty wife. Me 34F and my husband 40M have been in a relationship for 13 years, married for 2 years. The relationship has been tumultuous to say the least. We have 2 children together, and 2 weeks after I gave birth, a woman called me and told me she was in relationship with my husband, who I had just gotten married to 2 weeks prior, and they had been living together. Just a little background information. He works in construction and travels for work for months at a time. He apologized, but I know he was only sorry he got caught. During this time, he had come home for a few months to help with our new baby, and I guess she knew he had children, but didn't know he was having a new baby and getting married. Anyway, not only did she call me, but she mailed pictures to our house of them hugged up together, and she called DFCS and reported a lie just to get back with him. I wanted so badly to get a divorce, but I was in such a vulnerable position, just having a baby and getting married, that I didn't really know what to do. This was over 2 years ago, and while he wants things to get back to normal and receive all the privileges of an honorable husband, I struggle with showing any excitement or real interest in him. He is back working out of town, and when he calls he expects me to seem interested, and if I don't he's upset and says I'm being negative. We got into an argument, and he called me a shitty wife because I told him I answer the phone, but I'm not interested in being performative to entertain him. I answer the phone when he calls, but he expects me to not only answer, but create the conversation and be excited. If not, I'm being a negative spirit. In a more calm conversation, I asked him what makes me a shitty wife, and if I am, then how would he describe himself as a husband? He says I'm a shitty wife because I'm not excited to talk to him, and I'm negative. He says he is an okay husband because he hasn't cheated and is trying, but I won't let him do anything. My question is, why is the bar so high for me considering he is the reason I am upset? And why does he set the bar so low for himself that the only requirement he has for himself is that since he hasn't cheated on me since we've been married, he is a good husband? He hasn't cheated on you? I'm confused. The bar isn't high for you. The bar, partially because you let it be, is underground for him, which makes yours look high by comparison. You clearly haven't, or shouldn't, forgiven him for leading a double life with someone else while married to you. So why are you staying? It's clear that the resentment has grown to the point where you seemingly don't like talking to him, so you should, and really a long time ago, walk away for your own and your kid's mental health. He has cheated. I am so confused. Sounds like it's time to let him move on to someone else and pay child support. Never a good time to leave. You just do it, and you should. Bro set the bar at hasn't cheated since the wedding and thinks you owe him a hype show every call. That's textbook gaslighting. He's the problem, not you. I am fucking begging you to find some self-respect and leave this sentient rotting shit of a man.